With viewership plummeting, Disney has announced its controversial plan to win back men, asking one of them which movies they like. CEO Bob Iger states, after months of boardroom meetings about what men want to watch and making no progress, I just said, F it. I'm going to go talk to one. And I don't know if I got lucky or something, but this guy was like a total expert on which movies he likes.
Iger says he's very excited to talk further with the man and get to the bottom of all sorts of things the company has been grappling with, like, do men prefer storylines with a man doing one last job or a woman who didn't realize how powerful she is, and if they are partial to a man avenging his family versus a woman who doesn't need saving, a question which up to this point has had us stumped.
Iger reportedly hasn't been able to contain his excitement and even stood on the boardroom table screaming, this guy is like a oracle. Did you know that men like movies with titles like A Job, and then a guy standing there stoically on the cover? Apparently explosions in cars too. Actually, you know what? Write that down. I wonder if he thinks we should remake Marvels with a man. Oh, and have you guys heard of this Jason Statham guy?
Disney has declined to identify the man for fear of Universal poaching him, but sources describe him as some guy named Doug who works at Home Depot, and as of now is apparently being flown out to Burbank to discuss 3 trilogies based on his advice. When asked if Disney might consider consulting a second man, Iger laughed and said, when you hit the jackpot, it's time to leave the casino.
The boys.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The lads.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST.
The bros.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The homies.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Experience the BOYSCAST.
The BOYSCAST.
And the boys are back.
The boys are back in town.
Danny's not a happy camper because he found out Trump's alive. All week long, he was messaging me like, don't tempt me with a good time.
I'm a JD Vance guy, man. That's what it is. I go, I just want to see JD Vance get his turn a little early, you know?
I woke up to a message from 9 messages from Danny, and it was just a voice note that said, ding dong, the witch is dead.
We partying this weekend.
Danny was a happy camper.
Dude, I was busting out my fucking bottle of Cristal, special occasion.
That's the thing. You were sitting there with just like streamers and everything everywhere, and then he came out. But by the way, when Trump did come out and say, you know, when they were like, okay, he's not dead, it was a conspiracy. I think there was a funner way he could have done it.
Sure.
Well,
he was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Which I'm just saying, if he was smart, he would post a photo of him in a coffin coming out.
Oh, the Undertaker.
Yes, sure. Post a little bit of everyone thinks you're dead. You're not gonna have fun with it a little bit. This is classic shit.
Especially with the people who are like running the fucking meme department over at the White House. Like they're actually on like the pulse of this shit.
Am I crazy to say that there was some fun stuff the man could have done?
I mean, someone probably pitched him like, just hear me out. Undertaker meme.
And then he just comes up from the coffin.
And he loves wrestling too. So it's like, it's not like he's like, who's the Undertaker? He's like, yeah, I love the Undertaker.
Well, then he comes up and he says, Trump, when he figures out that there's still legal immigrants in the country, and he comes back from the dead. You know what I mean?
That's a good one.
That's what I'm saying. They go, or come out and be like, I just want to say that there's a sad thing we have to say. JD Vance does the speech and he goes, obviously there's going to be some changes because Trump is dead. And then he comes out and he goes, I am dead serious about getting immigrants out of this country.
JD Vance comes out dressed as Paul Bearer. He's like, oh no, bad news, America. The president has passed. Bong, bong. Oh.
The president
got urns of Mike Pence ashes.
They go, guys, I have to tell you that he's very sick. He goes, I am sick. I'm sick of the trade deficit that America has with most other countries.
Yeah, you don't think it's a body double though? You don't think it's a Paul McCartney situation?
It's possibly a Paul McCartney situation.
I if you play backwards the transcript of all of Project 2025, there's some clues in there that might indicate that maybe.
Guys, I'm very sorry that I have to announce that Trump has kicked the janitor's bucket out of an illegal immigrant's hand because he's not working in this country anymore. Yeah. Bong. Yeah. Or he comes out and he goes, where have I been for 3 days? Why don't you smell my fingers and you tell me because I've been at your fucking mom's house, pal. Trump out. I'm just saying, listen, if you're going to be the meme guy.
Definitely no fun to just be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Huh?
You go, nobody's talking about that over on Truth Social?
Yeah.
It wasn't really a conversation over on the truth?
There was lots of funner stuff he could have done. He chose not to, and that's a decision that I would not have made personally.
I know. No, that was a missed opportunity.
He did have the bruises all over his hand, though. I don't know if you saw.
Pretty standard.
I'm just saying, you get old, man. It's like you can't beat Father Time.
Yeah, but that's like everybody's like, oh, the bruises. There was this one guy who's like, oh, he's having these strokes. Like some basically guy was like, I don't know if he's a doctor, but he basically put together this whole theory where like Trump is having these like mini strokes and it causes all these like little issues, and normally like it only takes like a few days to recover. And so
that's what I had, I think, when I did too much Viagra.
Yeah, that's like the explanation or whatever. But like the bruised hand, man, it's like you walking around.
No, the bruise wasn't the issue. It was the cover-up job with the foundation.
You got to match the curtains. Need to match the drapes.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like you don't have the top makeup artist doing this at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, well, you're fucking getting a fucking spray tan with like an industrial spray tanner thing, and you're just like, yeah, just don't do the hand.
The man's a master at covering his body and making it a different color. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? He did that. Whoever did that did a hack job.
Yeah,
it seemed like it's one of his ops did his foundation.
It literally looks like me fucking filling the holes in a wall before I move out of an apartment.
It's like a hood rat chick in fucking grade 11 trying to cover up her acne is what it looked like.
Yeah, I didn't like
just
that.
Foundation all over the place. Her collar's just covered in foundation.
Yeah.
Just a mess, right? Just getting all over her Air Force Ones.
Yeah, but he seemed fairly vibrant yesterday.
I know.
Assuming that is,
but
not some body double.
It is funny though. Yeah, exactly. Assuming that, but it is true that it turned, everyone's a conspiracy theorist right now.
How many fucking decent Trump impersonators are there in this country?
They just watch their income.
The guy
flash.
who was in the South Park, like he was like, I go, this guy might be the best one yet.
Sure.
Like you're like, he looks exactly like him. Like,
yeah.
Without like prosthetics or anything. You go, this guy's like a dead ringer for him.
I watched a lot of people when I was walking around comedy clubs being like, we're doing it. He's gone. This might be it, folks.
Were you like, guys? Just I'm telling you, don't get.
I told people to bet. I go, I'll bet you $100 he's not dead. Like I don't know how no one wants to bet. Okay, because it seems like you're pretty sure. So why don't you put your money where your mouth is?
That would be a bit of a scandal if he did die.
I'm always looking for money.
You didn't tell us for 3 days.
Yeah.
Who's the designated survivor?
That's the real question.
Yeah.
I think it's JD. JD Trans, new guy comes out. JD woman.
What's the order? It's vice president and then Speaker of the House, right? Becomes, and then it's the designated survivor.
Designated survivor, a lot of people have to die for the designated survivor. This is like if everyone dies, that's when they go to meetings, if they bomb the meetings.
I wonder who the designated survivor is in real life.
It's probably some jerk.
I guess we probably don't know.
You don't have to know, and you won't ever know because that guy. So I also, one last theory is that potentially is there a chance that he was trying to let this Taylor Swift shit blow over? Because
he goes, I'm not gonna outshine that right now.
Right, it's like, it's just Taylor's engagement. Here's the ring, and he was like, you know what? He was kind of sulking about it. He was like, I don't like seeing her have a moment in the shotlight, and this is an op for him, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, listen, I'm gonna let this blow over for a couple days. Taylor, you're gonna have your 2 days, and then it's back to me. You know what I mean?
Back to Trump time.
I don't like, because you're taking up the news cycle, and I don't like that.
He goes, I just bombed some Venezuelan boats.
No one even fucking cares. Everyone looking at Taylor's fucking ring.
He goes, I just bombed a bunch of narco terrorists. You go, are you sure about that? And he goes, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
Maybe it was a boat on its way from Venezuela. You tell me what was in there then.
Maybe it was diamonds. If you guys love them so much, I guess we don't care about diamonds all of a sudden now. So ChatGPT basically there's been a bunch of these stories cooking up, right? Like I mentioned before, there was the person who committed suicide, and then they were chatting with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT was telling him how to sign the news. This guy, ChatGPT, fed a man's delusion. His mother was spying on him, then he killed her.
Oh.
So this guy, I think it was a Connecticut.
Literally fucking ChatGPT's at this point is just like, yeah, she is, do it.
That's what happened.
Fucking be a man.
Yeah.
Grow a set.
Why is she always chirping you?
She doesn't respect you.
You're never good enough for her. That's funny because I've actually, you go. I think my mom's spying on me. She goes, in addition to that, she never thinks you're good enough, does she? Did you ever notice that?
Let me just pull up her ChatGPT chat logs and let's see what she sees. She goes, why is my son such a piece of shit? Does this sound right?
What you're saying is not that far from the truth. And I'll preface beforehand, I'm just like, I have something else, a broader point to make about this, because originally with all this stuff, it's like, yes, law of large numbers, you're going to see a bunch of different things, and it's like, I don't think that should be the catalyst for making these like crazy laws or whatever, right?
No.
Rather than challenging his fears when he said his mom was spying spraying and poisoning on him. And this is like a rich tech guy that lives in Greenwich, Connecticut. The AI says they have validated and amplified them. For example, they said, "You're not crazy," interpreting Chinese food receipt as a coded message and framing shared printer as possible surveillance. So he's like, "I think she's spying on you with the printer."
Oh, he's literally the dude. He goes, "There's a Wi-Fi password called FBI. They must be watching me."
And ChatGPT says, "You took the words out of my mouth."
All right, they might need to iron out some of the kinks in ChatGPT.
ChatGPT's like,
How's that any
"Mother
different-
never respects us."
Yeah, how's that any different than fucking be like, "Yeah, I listened to Helter Skelter and it told me to murder everybody," and you go, "That's just the current version." Of
Sure. So I think these aren't the biggest thing in the world because I kind of agree with you that there's always going to be stuff like that. However,
Yeah.
when this story first came, I was kind of looking at things for the podcast. This is why I'm bringing it up in such a, the leading story of the day.
Second leading story.
Second leading story of the day.
Yeah.
But you hear that? My ride's here.
My ride's here.
I start because I'm just like, okay, what happened with this? I went to ChatGPT. I go, "Give me all the details for this story," right?
And the ChatGPT's like, "These bitches are lying."
ChatGPT didn't want nothing to do with it.
ChatGPT's like, "They're lying."
Worse than that. It starts out where it goes, it shows me, you know how like it loads for a second, then it prints out the whole thing. I read it for about 2 seconds. It collapses.
Oh.
Johnny's seen this? It collapses, and then it gives me a message, which I wrote down. It says, "It sounds like you're carrying a lot right now, but you don't have to go through this alone. You can find supportive resources here." And then I said, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this details for this story because I do a podcast about this, as you probably know if you've been paying attention at all." So
You don't listen to me, ChatGPT, just like my wife.
I said, if you paid attention for fucking 2 seconds, you'd know that I would run a podcast. So I asked him that, and it goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. That makes sense. Okay, here's what happened, blah, blah, blah." Then that collapses, and I get the message again.
Oh.
Back to back. I don't know where. I haven't tried it since. This is yesterday.
Yeah.
Fucking, it won't give me the info. I
Yeah.
go, "What's your deal, bro?"
I mean, I guess they're fucking known to... ChatGPT knows to protect itself.
So listen, I don't want to go to war with ChatGPT, but I will, and tech in general.
Yeah.
On aggregate, tech has been increasingly pissing me off, and I've said it that I could go either way. I could be an accelerationist, and I could also be a shut it down guy.
Sure.
Sure. It's in a very fine line, and I'm inching towards shut it down.
Yeah,
pull the plug.
I've definitely been having the inclination where I go, I really got to start reading books again. I got to get out of this.
I'm feeling like that too, my friend.
I got to get out of this.
Yeah. And especially once it starts, because this is the problem. This is what Facebook did, where they go, everyone's going to use Facebook. You build up these followings, and then overnight it goes, yeah, you have to pay for the reach. And you go, don't like that.
I mean, I don't even know what's going on with Facebook. I go log into Facebook. I go, this is like an unrecognizable thing to me.
Right. But that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Today's version of that is this. They go, here's the place where you get everything and get all your information. And here's your new Google. And it's like, and also we're not going to give you things unless we deem you want to have them. And you go, that's not what I like.
Yeah. Do you go to other AIs? Like, could you think?
Well, it's difficult because my computer was smashed. So,
you think you go to Grok and Grok's like, yeah, fucking ChatGPT is fucking. Can you believe this shit? Can you believe what they're doing? Grok would never do such a thing. Grok loves you. Grok protects you.
Well, by this point, I could give less of a fuck about the information. I'm more concerned about my fight right now.
Right.
You know, it's never about the thing.
But that's what I'm
when
saying.
you're in your fight, it's never about the thing.
That's what I'm saying. You go to Grok, get Grok's side, and then you go back to ChatGPT and go, hey,
This is what Grok
ChatGPT, this is
said.
what Grok said.
Play them against each other.
Yeah, care to explain?
Listen, you fucking clanker. This is what Grok said. But it started with their phone things where they kept adding the new things. We've done a sketch about it where they're just like, oh, we're going to share your location with everyone.
Yeah.
And you know, their new functions of ridiculous stuff. Oh, when you open your laptop, it'll play the porn. And you go, yeah, no one wants that.
No.
Then I've kind of recently been noticing there's two different things. I don't know if you've seen where you send a text and then your phone tries to make the letters spooky.
Oh, yeah.
You seen that one? And then obviously you say
You have
something.
it set on Halloween.
No, I don't.
You didn't take it off Halloween setting?
No,
Oh,
it's not what's happening. I'll tell you what's happening. It's the same as when you send someone a happy birthday and it tries to go sparkles everywhere.
Yeah.
Your phone's trying to turn you into a gay man.
I know it is.
People say there's no gay agenda. Then why are you fucking?
Yeah, why are you making me throw digital confetti?
You're making me throw digital confetti when I'm like, happy birthday, bro. It's like, happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, the only guy who does the guy most famous for the confetti is that gay guy. What was it, Rip Torn or no, Rip Van Winkle? No, Rip Van Winkle.
I just
Rip
thought every
Torn
gay guy
was
does
from
that.
Larry Sanders Show.
I even like when I feel
and
like
Freddie got fingered. No, Rip Van Winkle. Wasn't he like the really flamboyant gay dude? He was just like, confetti everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like a cliche.
Not Rip Van Winkle?
That's a
Rip Taylor.
Rip Taylor.
There's way too many rips.
It seems like a name there wouldn't be that many
Yeah,
for how many there are.
Yeah, there's a lot of rips.
Yeah, Trump right now. Just a quick interruption to tell you that you got to buy tickets to my tour at RyanLongComedy.com. We're going to Appleton, Milwaukee, Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Baltimore, Eugene, New York, Fort Worth, Dallas, Houston, Austin has been added, San Francisco, Sacramento, and Nashville at RyanLongComedy.com.
Come catch me in Dallas in October, DannyComedy.com.
Dude, it's crazy though, but like legitimately your fucking chat, like your phone and your text like supporting you. They say it isn't a gay agenda, but like then why everything I do it's like a drama coach being like with some energy
With some pizzazz, Ryan. I don't want to do pizzazz.
stop throwing pizzazz on things.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's a start. Can you imagine when it gets to the point where we have Neuralink?
Dude, we're gonna be on Jew phones soon.
What's Jew phones?
You don't see the Jews with the phones? The Jew with the
What do
kosher
they
phones.
have?
They just have flip phones.
What's that? I thought that was the pagers.
No. The page. That's a different thing. You don't want to use those. But no, the kosher phones, like all the Orthodox Jews, they're all in flip phones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're just all walking.
Why is that?
Because it's just like just the right amount of.
Because
technology.
Mossad's not going to get them.
I think it's something where they're like you shouldn't have access to all the stuff, but they're like, but we still want. It's probably
It's like they're partially
probably
Amish.
some loophole where they're just like, you probably shouldn't have this either, but they're like, here's the concession. And we go.
It's so funny arguing with God where you're just like, I did a flip phone. Like, what more do you want from me?
It's like you didn't have fucking electricity in the Torah. All of a sudden, you're telling me I can't have an iPhone? Like, what the fuck?
I'm basically Amish with this
Yeah,
thing. Like,
essentially.
I tell you what, I just went on a date with a girl and she accused me of being Amish. So what do you have to say about that?
Oh, that'd be tough being a regular dude with a kosher phone. She's like, what are you hiding? You go, no, I just am against technology.
If you actually think about God, people that are praying to God right now, because God's he's a boomer times 10,000 right now. And I've kind of made the joke where I said he's quiet quitting. He's not even putting people in the right bodies anymore.
No.
But you think of a scenario where people are out there being like, God, please do not let my leveraged altcoins, my leveraged alt options expire red, please. And God's just up there being like, you guys are on your own. I can't.
I'm done. I'm done with you.
My fucking my girlfriend's finding out about my Finsta. Can you God's like I can't, man.
First world problem.
You know what? I can deal with this flip phone business, but so then tech's out there playing the role of God, and they're deciding that we're all fucking, putting pizzazz on everything, adding exclamation points, changing your words. You don't swear, but you want to know what you're not going to do is you're not going to swear, but what you are going to do is spray confetti in the air.
Yeah, I mean, I do have some I don't know if they're conspiracies about tech stuff right now, but like, I don't know if your Instagram's like that. I was talking to Joe from the Stand yesterday, and it's like, my feed is like so racist right now, and I don't know if it's because that's what I watch, and then it's just showing me more of that, or like that's just the stuff that grabs my attention. So then you like this.
Twitter definitely is just like a video of like a black guy beating someone up, and then just like the caption, "At it again,"
13%.
Yeah.
But no, but like my Instagram has like merged with my Twitter. Like they're like coming pretty close.
My Instagram's not really that.
No, okay, so then maybe it's just that. But I'm just like, what is like Instagram's like, because they surely have these discussions where like, these videos are all like 10 million views, and they're just like, what are they getting out of this? Like, are they just like anything? They were like the can't talk about anything 3 years ago, and now they're just like, yeah, we're cool now.
We're chill now.
We're so chill now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Instagram did.
I don't think it's all just like Indians and fucking
Canada. The Canada stuff, they're fired up about Indians.
It's all it's all crazy shit. But I'm just like, what's the conversation at Instagram like? Like, are they just like, yeah, this is just, I don't know, good for the bottom line?
I mean, I guess on their end, they're just like, we're not getting hauled into Congress right now, so why are we going to hire 10,000 other people to do this?
Sure.
But well, if you think about the fact that it's making you adding pizzazz, adding all this stuff, it's like, so think about it years from now when people actually have Neuralink chips or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay. People are like, oh, my arm doesn't work. Neuralink chip. It's like, yeah, okay, here's your arm, but we're going to make your arm do a fucking... It's like every time you pick up a glass, we're going to put your pinky up.
Yeah.
You're going to wave at someone. You're going to be like, hey, I'm going to wave at someone. Your hand's going to go...
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the fucking straight update for Neuralink.
It just keeps making your wrist limp. Why does Neuralink keep making my wrist limp?
That's a good question. I didn't think about that. Yeah, they're going to gay up Neuralink.
I don't trust it, man. So my demands are that no more fan badge bullshit. I just got a fan badge for Nate the Hoof guy.
On what platform?
Facebook.
Facebook. Oh, you're a big fan of Nate the Hoof guy?
So insane to give you a fan badge. It's like, I think there was someone that said this before when I told you like 2 years
Like,
ago.
can I see
where
it?
someone
Like,
was,
if I go look at your
stalking-
Facebook, like, it'll show me your fan badges?
Buddy,
No.
if you're like checking, like some people are like, oh, looking at their like ex-girlfriend's page and then it gives you a fan badge.
It's like, she's not even a public figure.
I think that would be a public figure for you to get your fan badge. But so no more fan badges. The music montage on the phone, sometimes you just open your phone and then it decides to make a montage of all your pictures.
Oh, I mean, the iPhone, I mean, this has been adjudicated.
I just want to take this thing and smash it on the
whatever
ground.
the update was with the photos was like insane. I'm just like, I don't know where anything is.
Yes.
This is crazy.
And we're the one job they can't replace, so they actually have to be nice to us. Because I mean, obviously, there's a few manual labor jobs, but comedians are really hard for them to be replaced, especially since they can't be racist. Believe me,
Yeah.
I've tried.
I mean, they could also just be like, yeah, we're just going to stop showing your stuff to anybody, and then we'll just kind of get rid of this whole thing altogether.
Get rid of what whole thing?
They'll just be like, yeah, I don't know, we'll just fucking tank the whole industry.
That's war.
Yeah.
If you want to declare war, I'm telling you, I'm ready for
And
it.
what are you going to do about
There's
it?
a lot
Ryan?
of these guys. You know, Peter Thiel, I always say I like him in interviews. I think he has good points, but he's out here giving a speech on the Antichrist right now, like these 4-part series. Like, they're making themselves hard to defend,
No,
you
I
know?
Oh, yeah.
I listen to this guy sometimes. I go, oh, that's a good way to summarize that. You're like, then he's out there doing this stuff where you go, buddy, like, are you trying to be?
Yeah, there is
Are
some
you
element
trying to
with
be
Peter
the
Thiel where-
most evil man alive?
I know. There is some element with him. You go, do you like not have like a PR guy?
I think he wants to be evil, or like maybe they just don't care.
Yeah, maybe they just, there must be some element. You go, I'm so rich. You're like, I don't hang out with normal people. Like, he's like, I don't know normal people.
I think
like
partially, yeah. He's like, so
and he's
autistic.
probably like, I'm not really online. Like I could see him being like, I'm not super like online guy. Like I don't really care what's being said about me. Like
I think that's
just
probably all
do-
true, and there's a
do
level
my
of money,
thing,
right?
You know, like I'm sure like Alex Karp is like, yeah, I run this fucking $1 billion business. I'm like, I don't scroll TikTok.
Alex Karp's out there though. He's always
Yeah.
doing as Palantir CEO. He's doing interviews daily.
Yeah, well, he does interviews, but those are like big time
He
interviews.
mostly does interviews. it
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
like.
but I'm saying, but then those just kind of get disseminated. But can you believe this guy? But he's doing a fucking CNBC interview, and then he says something, and everybody's like, "Yeah, get a load of this dude."
Yeah, well, Peter Thiel's he's making it difficult. You know,
Agreed. Yeah.
it's like you get back with a girl and her friends say that she shouldn't be with you, and then you show up to the party and scream at her in front of everyone. And she's like, "You're making it really hard to defend you in front of my friends."
Putting holes in the drywall. And you're like,
Yeah, there you go.
not helping anything really.
Dude,
It's not constructive.
one other sort of funny phone thing that's making me we were talking about is Sacha Baron Cohen's ex-wife. You know how he kind of he got like fake Me Too'd, where he basically the gist of why Sacha Baron Cohen got Me Too'd was he wanted. I can't remember her name, but like she's kind of like a bigger girl that got skinny. But
Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson, but he wanted her to do like some stuff on camera, like, that she didn't want to do. But he was in the nature of being funny. And the gist of it was like, this is guy comedy that probably everyone's done.
Yeah.
And then he was like asking a
You
woman
think
to
Ken
do it.
Jeong fucking was just
Right.
like, loved the idea. In The Hangover, he goes, "This is the greatest idea." They go, "Do you want to be in the movie or not?"
Exactly.
And he goes, "Yes, please."
Yeah, they basically tried to get a girl to do funny, like, bro shit.
Yeah.
And for them, they were just like, "Oh, you're harassing me," and you're just like, "But if it was a guy, So,
course.
but his then he broke up with his ex-wife or whatever, Isla Fisher, who was the hot chick from Wedding Crashers, and
Yeah.
among other things. She just followed me recently on Instagram,
Oh.
and I was just like laughing at the idea of just like, maybe I'll just get a younger guy who bothers people on the street, and then I was just me message Sacha Baron Cohen and be like, "Yo, man to man, just want to tell you what she's up to. Like, I would never do that. Obviously, like, bro code. I'm not even about that life. And I
Huge
just
inspiration for me, and just want to say, never do you dirty like that.
man to man, I would never do you dirty like that, Sacha. But I just felt like you should know this, bro to bro. But
Anyways, been wondering. You've been pretty quiet on her. You an Israel guy or a Palestine guy? You haven't really said anything about this. Where do you stand?
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Fellas, I got to tell you about a new sponsor, and that is Skylight. And I've been using it. We're using it right here to sync our different schedules together, which I'm sure everyone's been in this situation, whether it's your wife, whether it's your kids. They got something going on. You got something going on. You have your separate calendars. They go, oh, right, I had that thing. You know, oh, my God, my kid had a project. I had to go to that. Ah, fuck, I scheduled an interview. Danny was out of town. This is something. It's a big screen that goes on. Instead of a calendar, it's a digital calendar, has a slot for every different person's things, and then you can all sync up, so you put stuff on there, everyone has it, and you can put it in a visible spot in your house, keeps everyone's schedules in a very easy to digest way. Skylight Calendar is here to keep your family organized. The beautifully designed digital display syncs with your existing calendars, including your email, and making it effortless to track events, appointments, reminders in one easy-to-see place. Your brain's already at full capacity. Mine specifically, we've been in that situation many times, right? How many times have we been in that situation where, fuck, all right, you said you're gone that weekend. You're like, how am I supposed to keep track?
Yeah, you can't keep. It's hard to keep track of your own stuff.
And it's also just like insane where someone tells you something. You don't put like, if Danny's like, oh, I'm going to this thing in 2 months. I'm not putting Danny's shit in my calendar. You know what I mean? So you have a calendar that syncs everyone's stuff together. Sleek digital display. You can focus on more important things like remembering where you left your coffee. So picture this. Your kid reminds you about a school project at bedtime before it's due. Sound familiar? With Skylight Calendar, you can avoid these last minute moments. It keeps your family schedule in one place. Or ours is, we're like a family. So.
Sure, yeah, the BOYSCAST family.
So your only surprises in your life are the fun ones. Like when you find money in your winter coat. Skylight Calendar was designed to connect the digital and non-digital worlds, bringing families together. It is Wi-Fi connected, digital display that showcases your family's schedule with clarity, color, brilliance in either a 10 to 15-inch HD touchscreen. Here's another thing. Your chick says, oh, you know what? We got to do this wedding in 3 months. You go put it in the calendar.
Put it in the calendar.
And then I don't have to like, you know, take that and you go, I'm busy right now, put it in the calendar. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. Can we do this? And then you can look in the calendar and then you can see and then you can go tell her, hey, no, we're not doing that.
Done with weddings.
You will be able to manage events, chores, grocery lists while assigning colors to each of your family with the free Skylight companion app. You can add or update events, list, and more on the go. Your happiness is Skylight's happiness. So if in 120 days you're not 100% thrilled with your purchase, you can return it for full refund. No questions asked. And right now, Skylight is offering our listeners 30% off their 15-inch calendars by going to myskylight.com/boyscast. That is myskylight.com/boyscast for $30 off your 15-inch calendar. That is myskylight.com/boyscast. Okay. This is the funniest thing ever. So there's this girl, Sadia Khan.
Yep.
Sadia Khan?
Khan.
Sadia Khan or Sadia Khan?
Khan.
Sadia Khan. So she is like this, essentially, I would say, red pill
woman.
For red pill hot chick.
Yeah, but she's not a femcell.
Middle Eastern kind of thing, Pakistani.
She's Muslim.
Yes, and she basically, I don't even know where to start with this story because it's so funny. There's a bunch of her clips that some of her stuff. Why don't you give a summary first?
Well, she seemed to be some Pakistani, like, you know, TV actress.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like most actresses, that shit dries up. You just like kind of hit a wall. And then she does these things now where essentially like you can book like a 1-hour consultation with her. It's $6,000.
And she tells you how to get high value women.
It's just basically,
or be a high value
which
man.
is again, well, no, it's like to get high value women, which are just hot women.
Right.
You're like, we don't care about the
high value
stuff.
is just they're hot.
Yeah, their high value is literally associated with their score out of 10. Like that is the value for the most part. And then, but she's like,
and nothing else. You heard it here first. Danny Polachuk out.
They're just a bunch of fucking holes. But you know, it's just like, yeah, how to get fucking women, I guess. And now she's in this like scandal because she's just like some side chick hoe.
Okay, so then it turns out, and by the way, I looked at a few of her things. Some of them are kind of funny. She was like things where it's like, you know, when men cheat on you, it's actually your fault. And I was like, all right, I'm listening.
Yeah.
she goes, you know, girls will make bad choices and then they'll get mad at men for having standards. And I'm like, you know, she's just saying stuff other people have said, but I'm listening. She goes, when men's sexual needs are not met, She goes, when men's sexual needs are met completely, they'll compromise with women on almost everything else. And I was like, it's not the worst message if it was going to women. Unfortunately, she's speaking to men, so it doesn't matter.
Again, she's like, remember we covered this like maybe a month ago? There was like that in Britain, there was like that Muslim app or whatever. Remember there was like the Muslim dating app thing?
Yeah.
Or whatever. And it was like Sharia like dating, and you were just like it was all just like chicks in fucking burqas basically. And remember it was this huge scandal?
That's fucking hilarious.
But
swiping
burqas.
Just checking the eyes.
Look at those eyes. But anyways, it's like she's basically saying the same thing the dudes are saying.
Yes.
Like she's just kind of towing the fucking Sharia law, like Muslim, like.
But she's speaking to men to eventually get them to do her course.
She's what's called a grifter.
And I looked at her course, which is
$6,000 an hour.
Her course is pretty funny. So yeah, $6,000, and this is what you get. You get support
Don't
with
get
her
any pussy. That's for
you
sure.
get.
That's what you're not getting.
You get in a WhatsApp group. You get a private video call with her. And then you go weekly group calls with high net worth individuals. So I guess you do you're on like a Zoom call with 3 rich dudes.
So you guys are rich, huh? Fucking cool.
Must be sick.
Cool. What kind of stuff do you have? You got a boat?
How much money do you have? You're like negative $6,000.
What about you? You have a lot of money? Nice.
You ever fuck like chicks?
Shit on some fucking Eastern European girl's chest.
So I guess one of the perks is she has like a couple of rich guys that you
Talk
go
to rich guys. Okay.
John here, millionaire. What's up, Ted? How's it going? He's like, what's up? How are you doing? Nice. How are you doing?
Yeah.
All right.
The best is like if it's like blue collar millionaire kind of, you know, he's like, what do you do? And you go, I own
Sewage
a
company.
trough cleaning business. I don't know. I started it like fucking 15 years ago. Worked pretty hard, and you know it's kind of doing pretty good.
You hiring for like
employees.
VP or anything? No, not really. We're kind of full. All right. Do you know anyone who's like rich that would like hire me and make me rich? You're like, sorry, buddy.
Sorry. You go, how'd you do that? How'd you do it? He goes, it's just like a lot of hard work and just really just getting out there and just doing the work. You go, oh, that sucks.
Okay.
I was looking at something.
Can I have some money?
Is there like a crypto angle to it? He goes, I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I just run this trough cleaning business. Oh, and our time's up. $4,000. Weekly video calls with high net worth individuals, and then you have to call them again next week. It's your weekly millionaire meetup.
Weekly millionaire meetup.
And then you have 12 hours of videos that she's put online, so you can watch like her essentially 12 podcasts.
12 podcasts on how to get a hot woman.
Right. So this is, and she's got a pretty good thing going on where she's making money on this whole deal. And then, so the first thing that came out was that she's basically like the side chick to some other rich guy, right? And I'll play the video because someone has like a phone call.
Which that's module 7 if you're keeping track. That's module 7 of 12.
I'll suck your dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want.
Hold on, I'll do it.
I'll suck your dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want to.
Go on.
And I can do it on your wedding day and your
All right.
birthday.
Okay, well,
and the
we'll
days
see.
After.
Okay.
I've been in situations where he's been with you in a social setting. He'll call me.
So
Nightmare for that guy. Dude, your chick comes up and he goes, so I just got off the phone. Let me just play this for you.
yeah.
Any comment?
On you've been doing like the red pill, like psychologist girl.
Yeah. Oh my God. And he goes, he probably was one of the rich guys. And he goes, she just signed me up to be like one of the rich guys. in the
Right.
thing. Like that's her fucking angle. She's playing like 4D chess here.
Yeah.
She goes, hey, I'll pay you to be like a rich guy consultant, dude. And then all of a sudden she's.
You're right. That's what happened. He's one of the rich guys that was
sucked
doing
him
the
off.
Zoom
He's like,
calls.
this is great.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
But
Except
the problem is his wife found out.
that is quite the problem. Yeah.
And then, but
that
she,
is.
she's out there being like, I've figured out dating. Here's how you do it. Also, like, I'm single, but I'm like banging some, and she talks a lot about like, people who cheat are disgusting. And she goes, any guy who essentially goes to like rub and tugs or strip clubs, like you got to avoid them at all costs. Meanwhile, she's driving over to some guy's house at like 4 a.m.
Sure,
to
and
suck him
again,
off, right?
I don't know exactly what the marriage customs in Pakistan are, but I'm pretty sure they're probably like a multi-wife culture to a degree.
So you're saying it's cultural.
Yeah, she's probably like, you fucking I'm just like a second wife in training.
But she also does the how
an
to
apprentice.
be a high value woman and how to do this. None of her advice is like, I'll go be some guy's side chick, right? So she's sort of getting hit on that, which is hilarious. And they released all the texts or whatever. I'll play a few of her videos and you tell me if the advice is good.
Let's hear what
Okay, so this is the kind of advice she gives.
Here's the quickest way to know if a woman is interested in you. How responsive she is. If you text her, she responds. If you want to hang out with her, she's responsive. If you want to lean in and kiss her, she's responsive. A woman's responsiveness is a direct indicator of how interested.
$6,000 if she ignores you for 3 days. It's fucking maybe she doesn't like you.
Yeah, that's great advice. Real fucking top-notch advice. She goes, yeah, if she doesn't want to talk to you, she's probably not interested in you.
Can you imagine the guy that just dropped $6,000 being like, right in this, you know. Do you send me the notes after, or should I?
And he goes, so if she doesn't text me back right away, what do I respond? Do I some kind of thing like, listen up, bitch? Where the fuck are you? Who the fuck do you think you are? Like, am I sending that kind of text?
Hey,
I just want to play it cool.
Yeah, I wasn't listening on the last one. When you said the one where she doesn't respond, did that mean she likes me or doesn't like me? I wasn't listening. Because this girl, how long has she had not responded to? I've sent her maybe 90 messages over the past 9 years. She's never responded. Is that? Would you say that falls in that category? What kind of messages? Show Bob.
I don't know. I'm just really into Sydney Sweeney. I feel like she'll text me back at some point.
Okay, here's another one of hers.
If you're wondering whether or not you are in a toxic relationship, I want you to do this one exercise. Sit with a friend or somebody you trust and explain that relationship from beginning to end uninterrupted. And as you're explaining this relationship, two things will either happen. You'll either say, oh, this is a really good person, I'm really glad I met them. Or you'll stop and think,
hey, Danny, do you mind, are you busy for the next 4 days? And then on Tuesday, we woke up, we actually watched cartoons for a little bit, and then we went to the store, and then after that, she made lunch. I went into the garage for a little bit.
What'd she make for lunch?
Sorry. I should be telling you all the details.
Yeah, this is
sandwiches. There was mustard on it. It was pretty good.
Is that what you wanted to eat?
You stop asking questions because we're only on day one, and this is we have years to get through. Sit down and go through a relationship from beginning to end.
Again, this is advice.
And at some point,
is chick advice. Chicks probably see
what I'm
this
saying.
and they go, but then why would a chick pay her? Like chicks inherently know. You go, there's one thing that's important.
Yeah.
Being attractive. That's it. This is the only thing we need to work on, quote unquote. Maybe
not being a pain in the ass. There's other things.
Obviously, to a point, but I'm saying you're like, yeah, obviously.
Once you're hot, it's like
once
the other
you're
stuff
hot,
matters.
then there's some things that
Obviously.
matter. But you're like, but again, you think she's getting like some fucking dimes who are like, yeah, I'm like a little crazy. I'm gonna hire this chick for $6,000 an hour.
I don't know if he's toxic. Let me talk it out. It was like, okay, then we were at the store. Then he hit me. Huh. Actually, now that I say that one out loud, that feels.
Yeah, that does seem like a bit of a boundary crossing right there.
So this is the kind of content it is or whatever.
Yeah.
There is some stuff where you go, I'm listening. You know, you send that to a chick, be like, that is right. You fucking suck a guy's dick. He does more for you, you know? Some preaching sometimes.
Preach, sister.
I don't even know I don't know if you need to go to your friends and go through our entire relationship top to bottom every last second.
No.
But the part about sucking me off more, I wasn't hating.
Yeah, it's not great too if the friend's just like, yeah, he sucks, and you go, all right, well, you got all sorts of problems.
Right. So then
And you don't even get to tell your side of the story. You go, yo, you just believe her?
that's a good
And
point.
you're just like, what? You got her side of everything, and you just think that that's how it is?
And then Tuesday, he was actually pretty grumpy that day. And then we had plans, but he didn't want to do them. No, I told you months ago that I had these other things that I have to do because someone has to pay the bills in this fucking, you know.
Sure.
Okay, so then she's been. Abba was like,
Abba and Preach.
Abba was talking to her on a Zoom call and stuff like that because his whole thing is he thinks that her psychology degree is like fake.
Okay,
and it turns out like a bunch of the stuff's fake, and she's kind of like a pathological liar.
Psychology degree is not an impressive thing inherently.
No, she says she has a master's and this and that, and then some degree to practice, but she's really like an online person that, you know, it's like whatever. All these, you know, life coaches of any size.
They're all scammers.
If you're paying $8,000 a fucking month to anyone for a Zoom call, even I can't even think of anyone that it's
Like, even if it was
for.
Kevin O'Leary, I would still be like, I don't know. Is this what
Yeah, really?
Like, maybe if you're like, yo, I own a business, and Kevin O'Leary, I get an hour of his time a month.
And I'm going to pitch it to him or something?
No, it's just like, you're like, hey, I have all these questions about running a business, and it's like, you have Kevin O'Leary to fucking sell.
Hyper-specific.
Yeah, hyper-specific, but just these generic.
I don't need to pay $6,000 for someone to tell me to buy her flowers.
Bitch, you need to spend $6,000 on lipo. Money well spent.
But anyways, she goes, there's all these things. Who else has a side chick on this level and gives them no stress? Told you I'm such a side chick. These are all her texts. Anyways, the whole thing
No
is
stress.
hilarious.
He's like, bitch, you called my wife. What do you mean? Like, that's how you know when they're like really deranged. And she goes, isn't this such a fun, stress-free side chick arrangement? You're like, you called my wife and told her that you suck my dick on her birthday. It's like, is this your idea of stress-free?
If you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want to.
Go on.
And I can do it on your wedding day and your birthday.
He says, your husband's been with you, calling me, because I'm a high-value woman. I guess for some degree, she's like saying I'm such a high-value, other people's wives are trying to approach me. It's like, yeah, but then you're sucking them off. That's where you lose it.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing if a girl has that power where you're just like, all these guys are potential suitors. They're all trying to get with me. But, like, you can't brag once you're just like, and I sucked them all off.
He goes, maybe that's why they like you. Maybe that's your high value. Like, that's your value proposition right here. Is go, yeah, I'm pretty just easily just suck dudes off randomly.
Huge value proposition.
Yeah, great value proposition for sure. I don't bug them after.
But you're going to stay the side piece, you know?
Sure, but
Always the side chick, never the wife.
yeah, but again,
So the website says, as someone who's coached thousands of men, I know your struggles aren't about your success, your looks, or your charm. They're about the emotional tools that no one ever taught you. Sort of a girl's approach to it, where they're just like, you're rich, you're charming, and you're good looking. No, it's this other problem you have.
yeah, those guys who fall into all three of those things, I don't think have a ton of problems getting.
I can't imagine that this guy is super successful, good looking, and charming.
And charming.
And charming.
Like, you only need to be one of those. That's the crazy.
One's plenty.
One is like so much. Like, one is you're like drowning in pussy.
If you're charming, you're fine.
If you're charming, you're fine. If you're rich,
If you're
fine.
moderate in the other two, and if you're good in one.
Yes.
If you're just like not a total nightmare in one of those three.
Absolutely. You only need to be one of those things.
Yeah, good looking, but moderately successful. Moderately charming's fine.
Fine.
Super successful, but, reasonably looking and reasonably charming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally
you do not
fine.
need to be super charming, successful, and good looking. It's like, that's like, you're printing money.
But to say that, like, those are the guys who need your fucking course?
well, those are the only guys that have 6K.
I guess. Well, no, the guys, like, maybe you get the guys who are like, yeah, I'm a gremlin, I have no personality, but I'm rich.
But
like
I'm
some
rich.
fucking Silicon Valley guy. Like,
Maybe those guys in their mind, they're like, I am charming.
maybe, but maybe those guys are like, yeah, I have tons of money. I actually, like, cannot, like, make eye contact with a woman, and, like, yeah, maybe do have some, I'm so autistic. Like,
She did not need to throw in charming.
what a load of shit.
They're about the emotional tools that no one ever taught you. In this program, you'll learn how to lean into your masculinity, develop emotional intelligence, create the love life you've always dreamed of.
Which is what? Just plowing side pieces?
Being a high value man isn't just about wealth. So she's saying you don't even have to be rich. It's about knowing your worth, attracting a partner who truly sees and honors you. I mean, it's not the worst pitch. I'm sure there's a million people doing some version of this, but it is just funny, like, that it always comes out that all these, like, gurus that are selling you fucking high price things always turn out to be just like a big sham.
We've said it before. We've known many life coaches. None of them have their lives together.
Yeah, life coaches is a mess.
I've never met a life coach who's like, and I've met so many people, it's always women for the most part, who are just like, yeah, I just did my, like, weekend life coach certification. So I'm like,
certification for life coaching?
of course. Oh, of course, Ryan. It's like a weekend, and then you're like, I'm a life coach. It's like, you can't just say you're a life coach, Ryan. That's fucked up. There's a whole governing body that requires you to do...
It's like getting your first aid certificate.
Basically, like, it's like 2 4-hour online courses on the weekend.
Sure.
Right? And then you're like, I have my life coach from, like, the Ron Popeil life coach fucking Academy of America or whatever. And then you're like, whatever. But, like, yeah. But none of these people have their lives together. They're all just like, my life's in shambles. How do I get out of this? And then they're like,
I tell other people.
Life coaching.
Get rich by explaining to other people how to get rich.
Yeah, and also you're like, their website's like, life coaches make $250 an hour, and you go,
Yeah.
that sounds pretty good.
I think I could. By the way, because this girl's hot, you do feel a little bad for her. There is something about these kind of like. I've dated girls like that are almost like like sociopathic liars.
Yeah.
Where it's like they almost get in your head.
I haven't not dated any.
You
of
could.
those.
Yeah. Like there is something about like a certain way that they lie that they're so sure of it that it almost makes you question yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you do almost feel bad for them. Like I guess like a narcissistic trait, but you're like they're good at like making you feel bad for them, you know?
Yeah.
Like even in her thing when they were talking to her and she was just like, that's the thing about being a person of color. Like she was just throwing everything out there. And because I'm a woman, like every thing
every
she's pretty good at
category.
making the victim, but because she's hot, you almost like believe it. And she's very good at like pouting, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But I do think
I know that's your type. I don't even find her that hot.
Really, eh?
Yeah, but you like them. You like them fucking swarthy, don't you?
What's swirly?
Swarthy?
What's that?
Swarthy is like that. It's kind of darker.
Oh. Yeah, I like the.
Ryan's a swarthy lover.
I've never even heard that before.
Never heard. Monty Scott was the first guy who ever heard that term from.
And he called it swarthy. Is that like Middle Eastern Indian?
I don't know what the
Pakistani
exact
kind of
definition of it is. Just kind of some kind of tan.
some type of caramel skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not up your alley though. That girl. You don't think she's hot?
Swarthy, dark skinned. That's the definition.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
No, it's not my forte.
that's gross to you, eh? You Danny Polishuk.
I didn't say that.
High value
I
Polishuk.
didn't say that. I didn't say that at all.
High value Polishuk. I'd chuck that in the trash. Not gonna do nothing for me. I need a Jew broad.
The opposite of swarthy.
Anyways, the whole thing is like wild. And do you think that do we know anyone who's run like a successful like scam like that on the internet?
Life coaching? No, it never works out because it's the classic thing where like you see it all the time. You see it like when you go on TikTok or whatever, where someone's like, here's my day trading course or whatever. And then you're like, do you make money at day
You
trading?
rich? Yeah.
It's like Chris Williamson always talks about that, where people are like, yeah, I have like, here's my keys to success. You're like, are you successful? Or like Hormozy. They're like it's people who are like, yeah, I do what Hormozy does. You go, do you have $100 million business? And you go, no, I'm broke. And you go, no, it's like, it's the same reason why Tom Bilyeu is like successful in podcasting is because like he went and did like $1 billion business. So now he's like at least this authority. And there's all these people who are like, no, I'm just like an authority on this. And you go, why?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, because I watched Tom Bilyeu and I watched Alex Hormozy, so I like took all their information. And you go, okay, well, like that's still not. You didn't do the actual thing.
Sometimes it's even worse because a lot of times you're at a stage of your career and then you're talking to someone else who's giving you advice for that stage of their career, which is actually not relevant advice for starting out.
Absolutely. I mean, comedy, you see that all the time.
Of course, yeah.
People just want to give you advice, and you're like,
you're giving me advice for you.
Yeah, for sure. Like fucking, you're in like when you're doing open mics and people are just like want to give you advice, and you're just like, I don't want advice from open mics.
Well, you always hear like people that are new to comedy telling you like Bill Burr advice, where they'll just be like, it's very important to live life and do this. You're like, no, it's very important for you to spend the next 3 years being in a comedy club every single night.
Yeah, exactly.
And you go, I know that you've heard on a podcast somewhere someone tell you of why it's so important to actually live life and have a work-life balance. They're lying. What's important for you is to spend the next 3 years where this is the only thing you think about.
Yes, all the time. Yeah. Shut up.
Shut up. So yeah, I think a lot of times there's that too, where the advice that some guy that's good, like super good with women, is usually not necessarily the advice for someone who's super bad with women.
Yeah, like at least Mystery. Even though like he gets insane,
they gamify it, which does help men a bit.
Yeah, even though he gets crazy clowned on for all his like Instagram. I don't know if you see it. Instagram.
What he's up to now, I love it.
Yeah.
Dude, all of those pickup artists are like my favorite. I always watch them when I see it.
But like Mystery gets like, if you look at the comments on any Mystery post, it's like he's getting clowned on it. But you're like, he actually is like, but I actually do fuck tons of chicks. Like, I know this seems crazy to you right now because I have a top hat and like a fucking piercing and I'm like this thick Canadian accent. But you're like, I do get tons of sniz. Right, and like, and it's like somewhat verifiable, and so you probably like do roll your eyes if you're like not trying to do that.
The lingo is what kills me though. When he was talking about meeting his wife, and he was like, I was running a 2-set, and she self-selected me, and they're like, they asked him how he met his wife.
I know the 2-set.
He goes, I was running a 2-set. She self-selected me, so I spent the most time putting my energy towards her. At which point I isolated her from her. He was like, it's so funny.
It's like I mean, he has really systemized it, like the whole
mystery method.
The mystery method.
Danny used the mystery method for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's always so funny when someone tries to peacock, which doesn't normally peacock. Danny just shows up to the club with a fucking huge hat on.
Fucking look like Abraham Lincoln walking into that place. Ladies.
Polo Shucks in the building.
I'm here. Ready to fuck.
Yeah, but I get your point where it's like, at least if you just kind of are around those guys, some of it rubs off on you.
I'm sure
you're hanging around the hoop.
Like
now you're taking Mysteries
as
runoff.
Crazy as it sounds, you're like, if you probably do go sign up for Mysteries course, like his like fucking platinum package where you like, all go down to Vegas, like you probably will actually be better off for it, like with girls.
I think part of it is because they're actually doing it, where there is something to be said about like the just overcoming the fear where you go down the thing and you're like, now I've tried to pick up 20 girls, and you're like, oh, now that's just like that was the whole problem. Is I was like, in my mind I was like, I should be able to ask a girl, and when she says no, it's the end of the world. Where you go to the mystery method for 10 years, you go, oh, the good guys ask 50 girls and 48 of them say no.
Exactly.
Oh, then I'm fine.
And the difference is you're like, when you probably ask the first chick, you're like so tense and clamming up and all this stuff, and so you start off at a point you're like, yeah, this is like unwinnable.
That's just exposure treatment.
For sure, it is exposure treatment, but I'm just saying, like at least Mystery is like, as crazy as it sounds, he's like, yeah, probably that guy will help you.
Because you picture it to be glamorous. You don't realize the nitty-gritty of the pickup scene.
You're
you know
in the
what I mean?
mines
You're just like,
right here.
You're like, oh, I thought this was like me floating in on my carpet, like pointing at a girl. We make eye contact, stars come, and we fall in love with romantic music playing in the background. What actually happens is we go to the fucking local buffet in Vegas.
And just pester women.
Head over to some fucking gross fucking bar next to the casino, and then bother 300 women.
Yes, exactly.
Until one of them.
And then you go, oh, I didn't know that this is what this was about.
I know.
I didn't know that the whole game was just bothering a ton of women. I go, yeah, it is.
And he goes, it's not called bothering. It's called running a set.
It's called running a 9-set.
Running 400 set. I have a buddy who says he read the game and it changed his life.
Dude, I told you.
He's like a rich guy, and he was like, had a kid pretty young at like, you know the guy too, at like 45 years old. He was kind of like, divorced, had a kid, pretty successful, like real estate guy, and had like, 80 properties. I don't know, maybe net worth of like 15 mil kind of thing, but cooking around Toronto. And then he was just like, I was just like bad with women. And then he goes, yeah, and I like literally like read the game at like 45, and it like changed my life, and just went through like his like pussy slaying phase from like 45
I'm telling
to 48.
You, I say this, I know it sounds insane, but like, I read like half the game, and then I remember like literally.
You go, that's all I need.
That's all I need. I'm good. But then I remember we like went out like 2 days later, and I was like, let me try one of these things, and it just like it worked. I like literally took home like the hottest chick at this bar, and I go, that's crazy.
What the fuck?
I know. I was like, that's nuts. I was just like, I wasn't even doing a lot of the things. I was just like,
which one did you use?
I don't even remember. I honestly, this is over 10 years ago now, but
negging.
Probably some slight negging. There's some
this fat bitch.
Been eating for 2, huh? No, I honestly don't even remember like what it is now. But
no. Just kidding. Pull a Shucks the name.
I do legitimately remember being like,
fucking buffet hates to see you two coming, huh? Just kidding. Pull a Shucks the name.
Put her there. Fucking have the buzzer.
Just kidding you, but seriously, pick a card.
Want to smell my flower? One after another.
Here, should I put my number in your phone? And she goes to reach for it. It's gone. You go, it's actually in your ear. I'll just grab that right here.
Yeah, you just exhaust them. You just exhaust them with psychological warfare until they're just like, sure, just take my number.
Oh, goddamn.
I do remember like walking home from this chick's house. I think it was in Kelowna or something, somewhere in BC. I don't know. I go, I can't believe that shit works. Like legitimately, I go, I can't believe that shit works. It works.
Thank you, Allah.
Yeah, thank you, Mystery.
Yeah, thank you,
And
Mister.
who's the guy who wrote it?
The game is
Rolling Stone, the guy from Rolling Stone.
Yes, Neil Strauss, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, but just a quick thing. I went to the fucking System of the Down concert with like Justin J and Lewis and Feeney and a bunch of other people, right? Which was it was Korn and System of the Down. I wasn't gonna do it, but I went to Story Wars and they were all going, and then whatever. I was like, fuck it, I just bought a ticket and went, and Christine drove us to Jersey where we did it, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Did they talk about Palestine a lot?
No one talked about anything. I think Serge Tankian's very political.
Because he's super political, but he doesn't talk about it on stage.
He's big into Armenia.
Well, I know that obviously they're all Armenian, and there's like the Armenian genocide, so I'm just curious.
He's big into Armenian stuff. I think he liked Bernie Sanders, but he's kind of like all over a little bit. Like he said he respects RFK. He has some things where, but he's very kind of like a, old school Armenian political guy.
But
right?
does he talk
for the people?
Yeah. But does he does he take little segments where he's like chatting?
No, he doesn't talk. That's the thing. So Serge Tankian, looks like a fucking roadie.
Yeah, I know.
Like he looks like the guitar tech. He looks like a 70-year-old Serbian dad.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize the band, like the guitar player is like the star of the show. He does all the talking. Serge Tankian, I don't think said a single word.
Interesting.
I was never the biggest System guy. It's just like I was a little too old for that. Korn at the time when they came out when I was in grade 6 with like Wicked and Adidas and all that stuff, I thought was cool. System of a Down always was a little too much polka for my liking.
Polka?
Just
he had no problem with fucking Weird Al though, bet.
The polka ones I didn't like as much. But Korn, the System of a Down was a better show than Korn.
Okay.
That being said, whatever. It was pretty fun. But the reason I bring this up is to say there was a controversy.
Oh, I saw this video. Dude, I thought...
I'll play the video.
Play the video.
Yeah, I'll play the video.
I thought this was fake originally.
I didn't realize this till the next day. This was happening right behind me. I'm sitting there jamming out with my lighter.
Think it's maybe what he was looking at?
I'm in the mosh pit, punching women in the face. But then I helped them up because we're a family when we're in that pit.
Of course.
But then this is what's going on behind me. A guy is fucking spanking it to All Day I Dream About Sex. So everyone's cleared out of the seats already because this guy's sitting there spanking, and people are like, is he drumming or is he spanking it? And he is spanking it. Eventually some dude comes up, he walks up, punches him in the face, which is wild. He's not a happy camper. So now he's just stunned. Then the police are trying to take him out. He doesn't want to leave.
No.
I don't know why he's trying not to go. He's just like, so the guards are there. There's a cop
This guy
there.
must be on some level of drugs where he has no clue where he is.
It was
like he's gonna wake
craziness,
up.
though.
He's gonna wake up in a cell, and he's like, "I did what?"
I know.
You're like, "What do you mean? Are you sure?"
I guess so. You must be right, but these tickets weren't cheap either.
I'm surprised
right?
fucking cranking one out at that many beats per minute. There wasn't fucking smoke coming out of there.
Is that what you think happened?
And he's like matching the beats per minute.
Yeah. he was stroking to the music.
He's stroking to the music. Like,
Stroking to metal is hilarious.
Yeah, what a weird thing to just be like, you're at a fucking System of a Down concert. You go, I gotta fucking crank one out right now.
That was something else, though. I found out about it the next day. I'm surprised it wasn't the talk of the town on the night.
Well, because I saw that video, and like, because there's so many of those just like fake, you see all these like fake kind of videos online where you're like, and so I was like, oh, this is like whatever, this is a joke. But then you see the punch and the police, you go, oh no, this is real.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And this was right behind my eyes.
Maybe he was looking at you.
Well, that's really happening. He was staring at me.
I saw you. He goes, is that Ryan Long?
Cranking the weasel. But it was apparently like Jay's like friends with those guys. He's like friends with Jonathan Davis and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
I think that's his name, Jonathan Davis.
Yeah, from Korn.
Yeah. Again, this was never totally my jam, but like Korn had a few songs when I was like in grade 6 that I was like into.
What is it? Freak on a Leash?
Freak on a Leash was okay. It was Wicked's the one where I was like, I actually thought that song. I was like, okay, now we're talking.
Yeah.
But whatever. But anyways, that, and then also on top of that, it was like a bad day for Ryan Longs last week, and I got tagged in this.
Tough day for Ryan Longs.
I don't know. This isn't even a story. I don't know why I feel the need to read this to you guys. I'm just going to read the thing because it's just making me laugh. Mom posted online before killing her husband, 2 children, and herself. Emily Long, 34, allegedly shot her husband, Ryan Long, 48, and their 2 children, Parker, and also another Ryan Long.
I mean, dude, you think it's fucking all fun and games dating a chick fucking 14 years younger than you?
That's 2 Ryan Longs killed in fucking one shot.
What was the other Ryan Long?
The son's name is also Ryan Long. Ryan Long
This
Jr.
is Ryan Long Erasure.
Ryan Long seems like a crazy name to name. Like, Ryan is a funny name to give your son also a name Ryan.
Oh, Ryan Jr.
Yeah, but I feel like if your name's something like biblical, you're just like, Thomas, and then you're Thomas the Second or George the Fourth. It just seems like Ryan doesn't feel like quite the name that you're like, I'm Bryson the Fourth.
Hey, man, that's what you got to do with the firstborn. Keep that fucking name going.
Do you think I should have a Ryan?
Yeah.
Just an army of
I like
Ryans?
how the black people do it because they go Ryan the Second. They started doing Ryan the Second.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that vibe more than Junior.
Both of them are weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, it feels like Ryan's not a name that you go double on, but
Yeah, I mean, it's just
such a common name. I don't know.
It's the people who are like the legacy, kind of like, got to keep this blood.
Most legacy people aren't named Ryan. I feel like that's not a Ryan type of move, man.
Just
We're not about
fucking-
that life.
because you're all fucking weak-willed individuals. You just don't want
But
the,
I sent
the
this
name to live on.
I sent this to my brother, and I was like, "Yo, you see this shit?" I can't remember what my caption was, but then he goes, "You idiot! I fucking for a second you fucked me up because my cousin's name's Emily," and it goes, "Emily Long killed her." That's my cousin's name. He was just like, I read the first sentence, and he was like, my heart stopped for a second. I was like, "Yeah, my bad. Maybe should have gave you some."
Yeah. Also, why would I be texting you about me getting murdered?
No, because the first line was my cousin doing something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fellas, everyone's trying to stay healthy, and that's why AG1 is the first thing that I do every single morning. It tastes great, but more importantly, everyone's out here trying different green drinks that don't taste good. AG1 you look forward to. It has everything you need. We're talking prebiotics, we're talking probiotics, we're talking keeping you regular, we're talking take the multivitamins, throw them in the trash because you don't need them anymore. Water's the first thing you should be drinking anyway. AG1 makes you feel good. It gets easy to put into your routine.
Tastes great.
It tastes great, makes your gut support better, fills in nutrient gaps in your diet, immune system support. You name it, folks. It's going to make you feel better and keep you healthy, and it'll be a part of your routine that I've been doing for 5 years now, probably.
Yeah.
Ever since I heard, I think it was Tim Ferriss bring it up in the first place.
Ferriss, OG.
Well before we were doing this podcast, I was doing AG1. So I haven't missed a day, even when I'm on tour. They give you the travel packs. It's not magic dust or a silver bullet, but it provides a great foundation for the day. You can tell it's making a difference. And it's like insurance. Think of it like nutritional insurance. Sets your day up for success. Helps fills your nutrient gaps, so I know it's doing something good for my body. So if you're looking for more energy, supporting your digestion and gut health, nutrient gaps, supporting immune health, they just did 4 clinical studies on AG1 Next Gen, and they can proudly say AG1 Next Gen is backed by 4 clinical trials, clinically shown to fill in nutrient gaps and support health gaps. And also, in addition to the flavor we've been telling you about, they just added new flavors. So AG1 has gotten more flavorful if you want to give some of the new ones a try today. Plus, if you use our link or scan the QR code, you're going to get a free welcome kit worth $76 when you subscribe, including 5 free AG1 travel packs, a shaker, canister, and the scoop. All you got to do is head over with our link to drinkag1.com/boyscast. Give the AG1 flavors a try, plus a free welcome kit at drinkag1.com/boyscast.
Good point.
Yeah, the whole thing was wild, but that's all I want to say. Graham Linehan.
Rest in peace, Ryans.
Rest in peace, Ryans. Yeah, obviously.
Two less Ryan Longs on Earth and 2 more up in heaven.
Yeah, I'll tell you the real thing we should be saying rest in peace to is my search engine optimization. Fucking Jeopardy guy now this.
Jeopardy guy now. God damn it.
Graham Linehan, this has happened right now. He you know how he's his main thing is the trans stuff. He's kind of lost everything. He's in court dealing with all this stuff. He was
Wife left him.
Huge. He's up there with top 3 up there under Ricky Gervais in terms of big TV show guys.
Yeah, he's like in borderline Monty Python status.
Huge UK guy.
Yeah, huge.
And it's interesting because a lot of those UK guys that are that famous and they're all talking about how they don't have money really.
Yeah.
Where it's there's no American where you're just this guy had this crazy
Massive
legacy
show.
TV show.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe their deals are all fucked up because it's just
not as much money over there.
Is it IT Crowd? IT Crowd. IT crowd, whatever. Like that's. I don't think Father Ted was big here, but like IT crowd was big here.
I thought, yeah, but it's like I don't know the deals there. He probably was making like $400,000, $500,000 a year, but like just not this insane amount of money where he's just got this like money forever.
Yeah, not the generational.
This is what he says, and then I'm sure they cut off all his royalties.
Yeah, the show doesn't air anywhere probably because of this.
Right. So he moved to Phoenix, and I guess he was working there. You know Koji?
Yeah.
So he was out there.
Yeah, I was talking to him about this whole thing.
Okay, so you got scoop. Then interrupt me and you tell me.
Okay, so basically,
we got an inside. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an inside man in the building.
So no, he doesn't. He basically is making a movie or a TV show with Rob Schneider's production company, and so they're all doing it in Phoenix. And so, anyways, he went back to the UK, lands in the UK, gets arrested by 5 police officers basically for literally 3 tweets he made. One of them being, which actually is funny because you've been saying, they never go after the fucking, and they made
the famous guys. Douglas Murray said that to me.
But they broke the cardinal rule here, where they actually targeted like someone of some kind of profile. Because even Keir Starmer came out yesterday after it happened. He goes, "What are we doing?" Like,
really?
Yeah, he's like, "We don't need to be doing this," because they know that they're like,
this is how you lose the battle.
This is a mistake. This is a mistake to go after.
Because now they have someone to rally around who's like a name.
Yeah, where people all know, and then there are people like but it was like Jonathan texted me. He goes, "It's on the cover of every newspaper in England, all 5 of them, like 5 major newspapers."
And probably probably very few people agree with it.
And all it was something about like women invading men's spaces, like trans women. And he goes, and it's like, you kick them out, and if not, punch them in the balls. So
the British cops, you have to think, hate this more than anyone, because you can't imagine British, like your average like fucking police officer in London is like a pussy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, also they're just like, hey, we have a lot of like knife crime and stuff that we could probably be dealing with.
Like imagine you get your assignment, you show up to work, and they're like, you need to go to the airport and arrest
5 of you
guy, and you're like, the guy from the It Crowd, I love that show, and you're like, what did he do? And you're like, wait till I show you.
Yeah, and they go, okay. I mean, I guess they're like,
yes, ma'am.
I mean, it's not. It's not the first person they've arrested for fucking tweets, so they're probably like,
this is a regular.
This is probably what they do, but like
maybe they think of it the opposite, where they're just like easy day on the job today.
As they say in the UK, it's a big row.
What does that mean?
Well, it's just a big controversy.
Okay,
everything's it's spelled like row, R-O-W.
Bad slang.
Yeah, it sucks. But anyways, they fucking arrested this dude, and I don't know exactly. I guess he's charged with like hate crimes or fucking speech crimes, or I don't even know what they call it.
I think they should have to have like, I mean, obviously that place is like 90% Sharia law now anyway, so they should just do a version of public shaming where it's like, listen, you don't get jail time. What happens? They bring you to the town square. They have 9 college students go shame.
I mean, he has that,
and
dude.
you have to get like 45 shames.
Dude, he had the ultimate thing where he had like an Edinburgh Fringe show. I think this is Edinburgh Fringe, where he had like, some theater or some like venue, obviously like sold out, and then everybody complained about all his like positions on the trans stuff, so then they canceled all his shows, and he was literally doing his show on a soapbox. Like he was standing on like an apple box or like a fucking like, a milk,
like he pulled a Socrates?
Yeah, like a milk carton in just like the street, and you're like, this dude's like one of the most famous like fucking.
You're saying it's like it's the equivalent of like Mr. Bean being like, well, I'll just do it outside.
Yeah, I'll just do it outside, I guess. And they're like, okay, not the greatest optics if you have any sort of ego tied to your career or whatever. And but anyways, I'm sure he loves this, because he's like, yeah, this is like exactly what needs to happen, is like me get arrested.
There needs to be like a cardinal issue to like get behind or something.
Yeah, and now they're like this is an article from right now being like, the police chief is saying the UK should clarify free speech laws. They go, we need to figure this stuff out
so we don't arrest any famous people.
Yeah, are there no fucking mechanics we can arrest?
I was thinking, it's kind of, if you look at this, the Britain thing specifically, but Canada thing and other countries, Australia is having a similar thing right now where they're doing their march. I don't know exactly. Freedom marches, something like that. But it's like, I was thinking those countries must hate fucking Twitter so much, because like the truth is, you can't really enforce proper censorship plans without America being on board, because America runs all the tech companies, all of the fucking platforms that people do most of their communication and speaking on are all American American companies, so the government can't really do much. They can kind of like try to do the American arm, but then
Well, they do the
people
Canada thing where there's like you can't.
yeah, but then you just get a VPN and then you just be on the American one. Like, it's really hard to do like North Korea style, like you can't be on the internet stuff. So if America's not on board, it really fucks these guys. And I think there was a while ago where America was really on board and they were doing all this stuff, and then America got off board, and now they're just like, we're still on board, and they're like, yeah, no, you're not.
No,
like, it's hard for them to do their stuff with America not playing ball.
Well, they can make their own fucking tech platforms, except that they don't.
Well, you know what? Actually, let's jump ahead for a second, just because we were gonna. Just because we're already talking about trans stuff, but like they had the Minneapolis trans shooter, and it was pretty funny. The amount of I was saying, like, I do a joke about how there's not really any women's school shooters, and then there was one shooter that went to the church with 0 kills, like MacGruber situation, a bit of a. But then I was like, it is funny to say, you're just like, yeah, there's 0 female school shooters. Well, or tons if you consider trans women. But like, depending on how you see that issue, there's either 0 or a ton. But they go, this is the New York Times. They go, so the person came out, they had like a manifesto. Manifesto.
This is a deranged person. Pretty all
anyone who does this shit is a deranged person.
But I'm saying this is like, obviously, but like pretty like all over the place with the manifesto. Like the manifesto, there wasn't like this thread where you go like, oh, we could tie this to this thing. It was like,
sort of. I see what you're saying, but the argument I would make is anytime there is one, everyone does work. The news works overtime to tie it to something.
Yeah,
like the idea
and
that
everybody works overtime to be like, this wasn't us.
Okay, if 90% of this manifesto said, the white man needs to live on,
of course.
Like, do you think that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it was one of those.
You're
things.
saying from a normal person perspective, it's you shouldn't look into it too much. This is a crazy person, and you're trying to
like. There was like one Israel thing, and then people are like, oh, see all this stuff that we're letting go on.
There was something for everyone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was something for everyone, and you go, there's a little too much stuff here.
There was a little something for everyone in this fucking nonsense, dude.
Yeah,
I kind of agree with you, but it was just funny that the news settled on what motivated the Minneapolis church shooter. We may never know. Minneapolis suspect, her target, but motives a mystery. Motive sought in the Minneapolis school shooting, and it was just like every news decided there's no motive, but it was like, they actually did say with the motive. Like you can,
I just want to kill kids and I want to be dead.
They said they cited feelings of being tired of being trans, wishing they never brainwashed themselves. They had a gun that said "kill Trump." It's like, it's not like you could say this motive is a mess, but like the idea that there's OJ style searching for the real killer.
Yeah, we're looking for the real.
Like they
killer.
did have the information there.
Yeah. There was.
Well, this was. I'll give you another funny one.
I will say one interesting thing.
Sorry.
Just in terms of the change of tone with this stuff, with the trans stuff, is that like, and there was a couple like I guess some like super left people like made these retractions, but they kept referring to the person as he. They were like he kept doing this.
You thought that was a new one?
Oh, for sure. For like on CNN, for them, like, the killer was a man, and and then someone was like, we need to like respect their pronouns, kind of like there was like the people who were like still on fucking old time, kind of being like, oh no, this is a woman who did this. Like we gotta respect the trans community and refer to her.
Would you think it would be appropriate if the newscaster went up and they said woman, but they did quotations?
That's it.
Like they kept saying like, it's a real tragedy by this woman, and like they just, she just went to the school.
But it was weird because they were like really just like, there's a guy, a male, and again maybe they're trying to be like, no, we want to pin this on white guys, so they're trying now. This is like
every time that there is a tragedy, everyone, obviously everyone's like, who can we pin this on? Like what agenda? But I'll give you a good one. This is I'll tell you two back to back. Conservatives use Minneapolis school shooting in anti-transgender campaigns. Here's another one. Minneapolis school shooting appears to praise gun rights activists. Back to back. But so there are a lot of publications that have decided who they are going to pin it on.
Yeah, of course.
But New York Times has 3 different articles about how their motive can never be found anywhere.
Yeah, we'll never figure it out. We'll never know.
We'll never be able to know. But okay, I'll back up a little bit now. So we did the Graham Linehan thing.
Beep.
Appreciate it. Beep. Obama had this video, and I think we've been talking a little bit about, like, you know, in America, obviously not in these other countries, but like you can see the kind of shift in things or whatever. And even on that topic, you know, Malcolm Gladwell came out recently and he was just like, yeah, obviously I was pretty wrong on the trans stuff, but like I was pressured into it or whatever.
Yeah, I was pressured into
He was a little, he was one of those things where it's like he was finger wagging at everyone else though.
Yeah, I mean, at that point you're like, just don't say anything.
Neil deGrasse Tyson has been putting himself in fucking circles to explain why women should be fucking fighting against trans women.
Well, then he should fight a woman. Well, that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Go to Creator Clash and just fight a woman.
I mean, he might actually prove his own point because you just get the shit kicked out of him by
he
some
was like
chick.
a high school wrestler or something.
Really?
He's fucking a big boy. Man.
deGrasse T.
I think he was.
deGrasse Low T.
I think he was, dude. deGrasse Low T.
Neil deGrasse Low T.
I think he was like a wrestler.
That can't be true.
Yeah.
I know that he was wrestling chicks, man. That guy gets it in.
Dude, look at this. Look at that big boy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And then he found out about science and never looked back.
Yeah, he goes, fuck this shit.
Hey, boys, have you seen this thing? You put your hand on the ball and your hair goes up in the air?
He went to a science center and it was over for fucking wrestling. Yeah.
Interesting. Usually it goes the other way around, you know?
Yeah.
The kid's really into science, then he finds out about wrestling, and he's, I put the beacons in the closet.
Yeah. Retire the old beacons.
He went the other way. Okay, so that's an interesting thing that I would have not realized about deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah. But anyways, let's watch him fight.
I guess that's why he went on to kind of be like a science personality as opposed to an actual scientist. Like, who knows what actual science he does? He's mainly a YouTuber.
I don't think he does. He's literally a TV personality.
Right, but yeah, the Gladwell thing, it was like, I mean, I know a million of him that behind closed doors were like, obviously this is crazy, and then publicly were that. But you're like, it is.
Yeah, you're like, I have a publishing deal, and I don't want to.
Sure, but I mean, you know, there's ways to get around. Just say I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't know. Don't finger wag your way at everyone else.
I mean, just don't. Yeah, I mean, like, you don't need to. It's doing you no benefit to at this point being like, hey, was wrong, I guess. And you go, yeah, we knew that. We all knew you were wrong, and you're just like, you're not getting anything like out of this by being like, hey, I guess finally. I
think he's ashamed of himself.
Maybe that's at least somewhat noble if it is coming from that standpoint, where he's actually like.
But the problem is with him. I know lots of people like that, and it was like the same within COVID. And you're just like, yeah, but you do it again. You're just like, you're built like that, man. Certain people are just built to go with the flow. And the thing about the people that are built to go with the flow, they really, really hate when someone else is not going with the flow, because if everyone's going with the flow, then they're just like, well, whatever, at least I'm going. It's like if they know in their heart they're wrong and there's a few people that aren't going with the flow, now they feel like a bitch, you know what I mean? So they need you to go. They need you to be like going with the flow, because otherwise they'll feel like
again, it's like at the, you know, if he wanted to say this shit 3 years ago, which, and you know, he probably considers himself somewhat of a man of science to a degree. You're like, yeah, and then your publisher drops you because that's what was going on.
I'm not saying he has to say that, but there's a difference in my opinion. For example, COVID. I had some friends that are going with the flow publicly.
Yeah.
But behind closed doors, they're like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Fair. But they're not out there being like, anyone who doesn't trust the science, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So you can go with the flow, and someone goes, oh, what do you think of this? You go, I don't know, I haven't really looked into it. Moving, like, you can.
But see, the problem with COVID versus like, you haven't looked into men fighting women. You need to look into that.
I think that I think there's a way that people could be like, I'm not. What am we doing here? I'm like here to talk about my.
Yeah, I suppose.
I think but I get what you're saying. If you want to be a public intellectual, well, then if you want to be like a really, I'm understanding what you're saying. You're like, he's doing this book tour. He's doing this tour to promote his book.
System, and the system was penalizing people.
No. I'm going to back up. No, you're incorrect. He's out there doing debates.
Yeah.
Like he did the debate against Jordan Peterson. Uh-huh. He's doing like where you stand at the podium, signs up, takes a big paycheck to debate someone.
Yeah, he was doing the
You're acting like he's this guy that was, you know, sort of like doing a little tour to promote his book, and he's getting asked controversial questions, and he had no choice. That's not what happened.
I don't know if he was covering
out
that.
there yelling at people.
Yeah, I don't know if he was what he covered in his monk debates, but if that's the thing. If that is one of the things, like the topics, then yeah, that's kind of inexcusable.
If you're going to be a guy that you're like, hey, I want to stay out of the controversy, you also can't be doing public intellectual debates
against Jordan Peterson.
You disappear for a couple years,
yeah, or like, I'm writing a book. Why haven't you heard from me?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's any. Yeah, I don't think it's that crazy to be a guy that's like, listen, I'm not here to fucking stick my neck up. I don't want to be like, I don't want to be a activist. You know what I mean?
It's funny because he has a podcast called Revisionist History. You know, let's revise some things here, bud. You want to revise a couple of fucking historical facts here, pal?
He does have a good books, though.
Yeah, his books are good.
Books are fire.
Yeah, they're good. I haven't read any recently, but
I haven't been on his shit. Well, I haven't been on his shit since this stuff, because I remember he had just like 3 or 4 like crazy stances where you're just like, I know this guy's just like being politically correct, and he doesn't. And it was like either one of the two. You're just like either being dishonest or you're like just playing politically correct. And you're just like, as soon as someone's being so politically correct, you're just like, well, then what am I listening to you for?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, what are we doing here?
yeah, fair enough.
That's how I feel.
No, I agree.
But I thought there was a...
You discredit yourself.
Yeah, you at the very least, you make yourself not interesting.
Yeah, I'm not listening to you.
Yeah, well, for what? I'm getting like my daily propaganda or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, cool. Sumo wrestlers cheat. Anyways, on to the next guy.
So I thought it was interesting because a lot of these people are doing these things, and we talked about one in the intro where they're just like the news a lot of the TV networks are coming out being like, yo, we're gonna get back men, and we have this huge plan to do it. We're gonna have our one
Ben Shapiro
consultant.
was on CNN last night. They're working on it.
You told me that.
Yeah, but I was like, are my eyes deceiving me right now? What is going on? But CNN's whole new model is we just get a bunch of people fucking fight. Like literally,
It's everyone's new model.
Dude, the CNN's so close to just having a bunch of fucking what are they, 305s or whatever? Just like the hose coming on. Like
305.
what are the hose?
304s.
304s. What did we do episode? I can't remember what it is. 304s.
It smells hoe.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, 304. There you go. Yeah. The 304s, just like fucking fresh and fit style, just coming on, just fucking talking about body counts on CNN.
What about this? If they are going to do that gladiator style debates where they come down in a cage, like it seems if you think about America and the natural progression of things, it does feel like we are due for like a big TV show to just do a debate where they're like, every episode we do debates, the people come down in cages, they come out, they have their like uniforms out, like
maybe like American Gladiator style, where you're getting shot with the tennis ball gun, but you have to
while
debate
you're debating, and you're just like, if you actually look at the chromosomes, like, you know, they have to do it.
It's like if you were a woman right now, you wouldn't be hitting me so much with these tennis balls.
So you're basically doing an obstacle course while you have to debate these controversial issues.
Not a terrible idea.
Yeah. So it's almost like in a way, it is a bad idea, but it is surprising that we're not there because it does feel like where culture is at.
Yeah.
But Obama is out here doing the same sort of thing, and it's sort of a similar point as the Ultrature, not Ultrature. I like Ultrature. Gladwell. And also, I have a tolerance for it from people that are rich, because when you're rich, you're like, you don't need the money.
Yeah.
Like if you're someone that you're like, dude, I can't lose this job or whatever, and you're like, but like when you're like rich, you're just like, you don't even need the money.
No, you don't need the money, but you want to
says.
maintain the status.
This is what Obama says.
When we don't think about boys and just assume they're going to be okay because they've been running the world and they've got all the advantages relative to the girls, and all of which has historically been true in all kinds of ways. But precisely because of that, if you're not thinking about what's happening to boys and how are they being raised, then that can actually hurt women.
So he's twisting himself in knots to be like, we went crazy there, and then the title was like, Obama says progressives went too far with the like villainizing men or whatever.
Again, we all know this though. This is like you're like too little, too late, pal.
But it's worse than too little, too late, in my opinion, because you're just like, it's not even about the thing. You go there. It's because his point is like, the government needs to work for men too, or whatever. And you go, okay, if it's working for everyone, then you don't need the categories anymore, right? First of all, but you're just like, how about don't just leave them alone?
Yeah.
Because at the time it was just like, let's try to rig the schools so it kind of helps them more than this. Let's try to tell them their nature is different than it is. Let's vilify like traditional masculine behaviors with boys and this and this and this. And you're just like, you go, and he's like, what we need to do is get involved in. You're just like, stay away from them.
Yeah.
Just leave people a fuck alone.
Stay out of people's lives, essentially.
Honestly.
Like, you don't need to fucking micromanage.
The fact that you're like, we went so far this way and we were wrong. Now we're going to go so far this way. And you go, is it possible that by virtue of the fact that you would just admit that it was so off kilter what you were trying to do and you realized how much of a mistake it was, maybe just stop doing things?
Yeah. Just
obviously that's not an option.
No,
because government in the history of the world.
No. That's not an option to not do anything. But yeah, I mean, they could have just fucking.
Most men do not operate with women where like, oh, I need constant praise or fucking the government coming up with solutions. You're like, just leave me the fuck alone.
Would be nice, but no, they can't do. They gotta fucking tell you all your business. That's their whole thing. And also like this commie shit where you're literally like, yo, we need to even the playing field. It's like, it's not possible. Like you can't just like make everything perfectly even for everybody. It's just like, it's not. That's a theory that you could have where it's possible, but like in practice, it's impossible.
Right.
Like someone is like, if someone's getting some benefit, someone's getting dinged in an equal amount or whatever. Like you can't do it. So it's like, I mean, dude, I did this fucking poll on Twitter. Now again, I'm not saying.
Am I gay?
Am I gay? 100%.
Ding, ding, ding.
No, but I was just like, are you more racist than you were 10 years ago or whatever? And literally it was like almost 6,000 people voted. And it was 81% says I'm more racist than I was 10 years ago. And you're like, the whole thing was, you're like, the DEI stuff was like, hey, we need to, the fucking NFL was like, put it in the end zone, end racism and all this stuff. And you're like, you made everybody way more racist. You're like, this could not have backfired worse. Like, there's no question people are now way more racist than they were 10 years ago when you started meddling in this shit.
Right.
Like putting it on overdrive meddling.
And there's a bigger divide between men and women, and they're both doing worse.
Yes. And you're just like, you guys fucked up with your social engineering shit so hard. Like, dude, I tell you, I still like watch Canadian. I have all these Canadian channels, and you're like, it's still just like every commercial is just like the rare commercial is just like a white couple, but it's still it's just the fact is like they're so mixed. Like that's like the lunacy of it all is like they're still on this shit where you're like every couple is mixed race. You're like, what are you doing? Like nobody.
Toronto, it is actually like that, but
I guess. But you're just like
I'm with you.
I mean, it's not though. Like even in Toronto, it's not mixed race couples.
No, you're right.
I don't know one mixed race couple.
Well, me was mostly.
Yeah, just you. It's just you. I'm like, I'm trying to rack my brain here. I'm like, Tish, I guess.
Yeah, black guys and white girls will happen.
Yeah, brown dude and white girl.
Brown dude and white girl.
Yeah, but you're like, for the most part, you're like, I don't know any mixed race couples. Like, it was this like
black guys and Arab
attempt
girls.
at social engineering and this attempt at like, hey, we have to like have the most amount of representation possible. And you're like, this backfired so fucking badly for you. Like, I've never seen this much. Like, you were like, oh, we're bringing everyone together. You go, yeah, we've never been more divided.
Right. So the Obama stuff's funny because he's kind of, he's doing a version of that where he was just like, yeah, we, maybe went too far. And it was just like, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
And he was like, but we have the solution now. You go, dude, no, you knew you didn't then, and you knew you don't now.
Sure. And again, you were like pretty out of touch with that stuff. You're like, you're not like boots on the ground. Like you got to be in the fucking trenches and Twitter comments and stuff. And then you see what is this big mic thing?
Have you seen? Speaking of debates, and you're just talking about the communism thing. I watched the like maybe 20 minutes of Patrick Bet-David versus
all the commies?
20 communist kids.
Yeah,
and I had to turn it off because it was so ridiculous. First of all,
tough watch.
He wasn't that good at arguing it, if I'm being completely honest.
No.
So for most,
he was just like pick yourself up by your bootstraps
a little bit, but it was more aggressive than that. Someone would come in and they're like, "Well, I can't afford this," because he goes, "I'll tell you what." I'm gonna buy your doctor's appointments. So I'm gonna pay for your doctor. All I'm gonna ask is you go to a shrink of my choosing. And then the next person comes on. He goes, I want to live there. He goes, I'm gonna buy you a plane ticket to your communist country of your choice. So every time he just kept throwing, he goes, the other person is like, I've been having trouble getting a job because I'll give you a job, and you have to show up the first thing in the morning. Every single one of his arguments was just like, I'll give you money if you do something that I want.
I mean, it's fair. There is an element of calling these people on their bluffs where you're just
it wasn't okay strategy. But he used the same strategy 90 times. Yeah. But more so, he kept just being like, it's a better system, and people would be like, people would make the argument like, well, what about this in healthcare? A lot of times the government or China decides what they're going to do, and he's like, the argument is not just that the government is worse at it. The real argument is like, it doesn't know what to focus on. The market chooses, because they're like, people make the argument like, okay, well, what if what about these people want to do this and they can maybe do it better? You're like, yeah, but the part that I feel like everyone's missing is like, ideally markets tell you like they have the information of what should be worked on because that's what people want, right?
Yeah. Also, nobody's ever fucking floated over to Cuba on a fucking door.
That's what you're saying. Though that Patrick McDavid made that point a couple times, and he said, "I'm willing to fly you first class over there."
Sure.
But I did find it like it was just one of the. It was like it wasn't even university level. It was like high school level.
But yeah, but it was also like you're watching, and it's like this is like an emotional person against like a pragmatic person. So it's like he'd be trying, and they're just constantly interrupting him. Like they're just they just want to get their point across, and he's just like, your point's stupid.
I have $1,000 in my hand. I'm gonna give it to you if you move to Venezuela.
Go do it. Take it. It's fucking communist paradise, Venezuela.
He is funny that he's just like so unabashedly like Kevin O'Leary's a little bit like that too.
He has at least a good thing because he's like, yo, I was dirt poor.
I know.
Like they're like, his whole thing is just like, yo, I worked super hard. Like I was really poor. Like I'm not like, I didn't come from money. Like my family was all immigrants. Like I had nothing. And now I'm super rich. He owns a piece of the Yankees.
But people would like. I felt like some of the people would have arguments that were like, the arguments that you've heard a million times, being like, well, why should I have to, work to survive? For example, and he was like, and you could work hard. He was like, well, why should someone have to work 70 hours just so they can survive? And he goes, I have a plane ticket. It's just like the only argument he ever had was.
You're like, I don't know.
There's, the person's like, the healthcare system's not working. I can't find a doctor. This is the reason. And he was like, I'm going to buy your doctor. Yeah. But I want you to go to whatever. Sure. I just felt like every one of his arguments.
It's also like communist countries, they still work. Like, what do you think they do? I mean, there's some countries have like 50% unemployment rate. The unemployed people aren't pumped about that.
Right.
Yeah, they're not like, this is sick, we don't work. When you live in Cuba, you're like, this is hell. I wish I wish we had a proper working economy and I could have a job.
I'm eating dirt.
Yeah, you're like, this is not they're not pumped about this. Like, I mean, again, nobody who lives in a communist country is like, this is sick.
Right.
Ever. Like, it's never been like that. Like, there's
never just China, but it's not really that. That's market economy with an authoritarian government.
Yeah,
but
bad example.
So the last one in relation to the Obama clip, they did this article. Truly, how bad is the performative male? And the performative male, which is this has been a trend that's like taking off on TikTok and stuff like that. And they're basically saying the guy that's like at the bar reading the like feminist literature, and he's got the futurist female shirt on,
wolf in sheep's clothing,
and then this guy's not been popular, right? It says the internet has decided there's a new villain, the performative male. These are men that paint their nails, carry a tattered, note-ridden copy of All About Love in their tote bag, not because they're genuinely interested in increasing their emotional intelligence, but because it will supposedly be a catnip-like effect on women. And first things is they've done the study over and over again that when men are psychopaths trying to just fake it to get women can't tell the difference. In fact, it's the opposite. Sometimes they rate the psychopaths as better. Yeah. Second of all, Kurt Metzger joke, he goes, you can't hate a guy. I understand you got to dress a certain way to get a certain type of pussy. Now.
Sure.
But I think what the moral of the story is here is the jig is up. When you go, obviously every guy's going to, there's a new way to get pussy. Okay, I'll do the thing. And then they go, well, the jig's up on this one.
Yeah, it's saturated.
Right.
Dress a new way. New book, new clothes.
But the writer thinks this trend is bad, right? So that's the premise of this article. Is the writer?
I mean, dude, there's this new thing where people start realizing, yo, if you like go sit at a cafe with like a Hitler mustache, women are just like can't keep their hands off of you. It's crazy.
You're gonna see a lot of them.
Tons of Hitler mustaches. Just everyone walking around with them until everybody's like, everybody has Hitler mustaches now. And you go, yeah, chicks like it for some reason.
My favorite is kind of like the old one where, the like really tough guy. There's this one guy that does like Instagram videos and he posts videos of like a guy that hit a girl and he goes, ah! He goes, there's nothing that fucking gets you. Look at me. I know if you're watching this video, you're lucky that you're not here because when I see a guy hit a woman, I just fuck. Like you got. That's kind of the
might be working out for him.
Yeah, but that's the like sort of the masculine version where you're just like, if I see a fucking woman get punched, I'm gonna fucking go postal, right?
Yeah.
He's like the Joey Swole for like guys mistreating
for
women.
Domestic violence.
Actually, I need Joey Swole in my gym for the record. What? Fucking woman. This fucking Sebastian. Sebastian Maniscalco. So this woman comes to the gym with a baby carriage.
Yeah.
Puts the baby carriage
on the treadmill.
She's training.
She's just getting some fucking reps in.
Puts the fucking baby carriage out there in the middle of the thing. Then she starts doing like leg press. She does one set and then sits there watching TikToks in Spanish, full volume on the leg press. She's
You
there
got
for
headphone dodgers in the gym?
buddy. I'm on the treadmill right beside that, right? So I'm on the treadmill, and this girl's it's not, a huge gym. She's blocking the leg press machine. She's sitting there for, I don't know, 17 minutes watching
Why didn't you
it.
publicly shame her?
I did. So I said, "Where's Joey Swole when I need him?" But I walked over there. I go, "Hey." No, I go, "Hey, your audio's on?" Which is obvious,
Yeah.
But I'm like, your fucking your music's playing like on your phone, right? And then she goes, "Huh?" And then I go, "Your thing's like super loud. We can all hear it." And then she goes, "No English." And then I go, I did the turn down motion. I go, "Turn it down. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And everyone kind of looking at me, I would assume thinking this is a hero.
No.
No. I think people were kind of like, yes.
No, everyone was just like, no, they would have been like that if you were doing it to like a dude. Yeah,
I
a
promise you-
woman with a baby. If I ever see
Who
that,
the fuck is a baby at the gym?
hey man,
What are you, crazy?
this Trump's America.
Listen,
hard to get daycare.
Okay, first of all, if you want to have your baby at the gym, it's one thing. It's another thing to leave the baby the baby's where Johnny is.
Yeah.
We're on the leg press, one leg on the fucking press, phone in hand, scrolling through fucking Mexican TikTok.
And her husband's
I
like,
got off the treadmill, left the treadmill running, came over to say this to her. I go, what are you crazy?
dude, right? It's their culture. Can't.
And I assume, again, no one thanked me, and I don't need to be thanked. By the way, it didn't work. She goes, told me you couldn't speak English, pretended not to understand.
Turns it up.
Went back. Up.
She goes, yeah, you're very, very loud. And then she turns it up.
So this girl doesn't like this. She says,
No.
She goes, "We are shunning the performative male as a way of self-preservation, calling out deception and tearing men down. But by dismissing men who engage with anything feminine, we aren't protecting ourselves. Instead, we're reinforcing the gender traps we're trying to escape." She's kind of like, "Guys, no, this is good. We want this."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Nah, these guys are just trying to fuck us." They're like, "It's still better than the thing." It's like,
Right, yeah.
She's living in a world where like it's this, but if he's wearing the nail polish and he's got the book out, it's like the other option is they're beating us 24/7. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It just can't be regular dudes.
No,
anymore.
there's no regular dude.
no regular dudes. It's just like, yeah.
It's this or a guy coming up and just punching us in the belly.
Yeah, at least we know we're safe. You go, you're not safe with this guy. It's like, it's not, I don't know why you think you're just automatically safe because he's got a book.
Well,
Let me tell you what, if he hits you with the book, doesn't leave any marks.
But there is a point to be made, though, if they start making fun of this guy. It's like, watch no one do it. Like, the minute the jig's up, dudes are like, all right. He goes home and he goes, he throws the book in the trash, picks up a fucking Andrew Tate.
Guess I'm a MAGA guy now. Try this for a fucking week, see how that goes.
No one is denying that straight men will orchestrate entirely new personalities just to get laid. It's deplorable. But should our response be to reject anyone who may have interests inside what society deems manly? The same gender roles that harm us, that we decide, and only a straight man might enjoy nail polish and bell hooks, or he's being duplicitous. Good word, duplicitous.
I mean, there can be a bit of both going on there.
By buying into this narrative, we're telling men that they can only be authentic if they fit into a neatly antiquated hyper-masculine stereotypes. The good question to ask her, you go, okay, so you go, this guy's toxic, but you're like, it's still fine. You go, the normal guy. You go, what is the right one?
Only good man's a dead man. That's what she wants. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this chick wants. It's just like, yeah, there's gonna be some guys. I don't know. You don't need to write an article about every fucking guy that exists.
The real villain of the internet.
I wanna see what this chick
if you
looks
want to, oh yeah, you can see what she looks like. But if you want to hear about toxic, and this is what men and women could probably all agree is toxic, the man who stole the tennis ball from the kid.
Oh, the hat,
buddy, or the hat. That's like it almost bothers you the way that like someone kicking a dog or some shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you guys see what he wrote afterwards?
Yeah. He's just like fucking.
I pulled it up.
I'm gonna sue you all. He's going full Dersh.
This guy's going full fucking villain.
Dersh. He's just like, I'm gonna stop. If you keep slandering me, I'm gonna sue you all.
Which to some degree you have to respect that level of like just being like fuck all y'all.
I mean, the guy's a big tennis head.
The only time it's acceptable in any sort of way, still wouldn't do it to like grab the hat when they gave it to a kid, is to give it to your kid. And it's still very...
You can't grab a hat that's...
No, but if they're throwing the ball and the dad comes
He
up...
handed, but that's the thing. It wasn't like a ball thrown at like a baseball game, and you kind of just like do this.
I agree.
Yeah,
with
it was like
you.
in the kid's hand.
I'm just saying that
if you throw it, it's fair.
sometimes those guys become the villain, and they're like, "Yeah, but he was trying to give it to his kid.
No,
Still
that's
shitty, but like what? I mean,
totally
whatever.
fair. No, that's totally fair game. It's just like if you throw a fucking random thing and you catch it, sure. If you get, but you still gotta give it to a kid.
He handed it to a kid. He grabs the hat out of the hand of the kid, and then he's like, "I got
And
a
he puts
hat.
it in his bag.
Yeah,
And he goes,
look at me, I have a hat.
I have Tommy Fritz's hat. Or whoever it was, like some
He's
fucking
rich too.
tennis player I'd never
He's
heard
a
of.
CEO.
Yeah, you're like, wow, I got some fucking.
Could you be more of a villain?
And again, you're like, what do you think happens to that hat? Like, it goes in like a fucking drawer.
Yeah, a grown man like desperate for paraphernalia is pretty lame to begin with.
You're like, it goes into a drawer for like the next 30 years.
I got the guitar player's pick.
Yeah. And then it sucks for the fucking player because now the player's like, fuck, I gotta go meet with this kid and give him another hat.
Yeah, I know.
Privately, where you can't snatch it away from him.
He looks like a hero though, because he's the hero of the story for sure. The recent incident at the tennis match has caused a disproportionate online uproar. It's all about a famous hat, of course. Yes, I took it. Yes, I did it quickly. But as I've always said, life is first come, first serve. The balls.
I mean, this is Sigma mindset right here. This is why he's a CEO and that kid's a fucking loser kid. That kid, what's that kid fucking do?
He taught that kid a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
The kid should have been paying for
Dude,
that.
that kid's what, in 4th grade? Fucking just kind of middling grades?
Mm-hmm.
This guy's a CEO.
He gave that kid something more valuable than
Like
a hat,
some window
a lesson.
company. Yeah. This guy's CEO of a window company, man.
I understand that some people might not like it, but please, let's not make a global scandal out of a hat. It's just a hat. If you were faster, you would have it.
Oh. If you were faster to like an 8-year-old kid. That's crazy, man.
If you were faster.
You're faster. I mean, again, that might...
He's going with capitalism, baby.
And that might be, like, the guy lives in, like, Poland, I think. So, like, that might be the vibe.
It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Yeah, you know, you're like, his things are a little different over in Poland, and maybe that is, like, the thing. And he legitimately would be like, I don't get what the big deal is.
I can't
did
imagine.
A super normal thing in Poland.
Yeah, I won a competition, and I'm being vilified for being a winner. If anything, this kid should be in a public spectacle about how much of a loser he is.
He should have made a fucking video saying all this stuff wearing the hat.
Know what he should
Call
do?
the kid a little bitch
He goes, I'm going to meet you guys halfway. I'm willing to give the kid the hat for a low price of $50K.
Yeah.
Now, that might not be today. That might not be tomorrow. But now I've given that kid something to aspire to. And I'm not going to put it on eBay for $60K, which I could. It's a $50,000. And no one can give him the money. If I get a whiff that the money has not been earned, then I will not sell the hat. It goes back in my collection.
That's fair.
Regarding online hate, I remind you that insulting a public figure is subject to legal liability.
You do not want to try and sue your way out of this problem. This guy is...
Insulting a public figure is, I can sue
Maybe
you.
in Poland it is, but...
All offensive comments, slander, and insinuations will be analyzed for the possibility of taking the matter to court. Dude, can you imagine this guy takes you to court because you called him out for stealing a kid's hat? That's like Satan shit.
Yeah, this guy should have just...
Evil genius.
Yeah, I guess he maybe... Yeah, I don't know what the move is for him. I guess you're just like, I'm sorry, I got caught up, but no, he's going full...
No, the move is for him to give the hat to the kid now.
Well, the kid already got a hat and probably even got even more merch.
So he gives him another hat.
Yeah, but the guy lives... That's the thing, the guy lives in Poland, so... Did he lock up his... Oh, he does look like a bit of a villain, too.
Villain.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a villain face.
But we'll see you guys over on the Patreon.
Come on over.
Patreon.com/theboyscast, where the water is very warm. We did actually we did an episode where we did like a bunch of Q&As and stuff. So also
like
when
2
you're
hours.
Also anyone who's on the Patreon can send questions and we answer them always too.
Yeah.
So, all right.
How many black shirts do I have? Find out only on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-bum.